Hi folks, I'm back. My name is Robb Lee and I'm Vice President of Marketing, Branding, Communications here at ASAE The Center. You may have seen the last video when we talked about Toronto a little bit, and after that video, it's kind of long, Peter came back to me and said, you know, I think we need a top 10, or at least something a little bit shorter. So here is the annotated version, if you will, of some of the top spots in Toronto. I'll start with just a quick point of reference, and that is Yonge Street is the east-west divider in Toronto, so you can't get lost if you use that as your reference point. Everything that I'm about to tell you, it'll be far easier to find it, and everything literally just feeds off of Yonge Street. So always remember that. It's also the longest street in all of North America. You have to look that up to see if it's true, but that's what I heard when I lived there. Okay, so here's the top of the list. Let's get started. Shopping. Shopping for the expensive stuff, you definitely want to check out Bloor Street West, that is. You'll find the Saks Fifth Avenue, you'll find the Gucci, all the really nice expensive stuff that I guess a lot of people want, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people want and enjoy. Another great place for shopping is Queen Street West, and this is where you're going to find the trendy stuff, the short little or the small little designer shops. They'll even make some things for you on site. If you're looking for some kind of the hottest trends that are going to come to the U.S., that would be the place to go. As far as food is concerned, my family, my 12-year-old at the time when we were there, he absolutely loved this place called Chippy's, and that's on Queen Street West. It's fabulous fish and chips. It comes in this little kind of like a Chinese carton, and the chips obviously are the fresh cut fries, and you actually can select different types of fish, whether it be haddock or salmon or cod actually as well. So you'll absolutely love it, I promise. A nice way to start the day is this place, for brunch, that is, and this place called Le Petit Déjeuner. It's on King Street East, and you will probably have to wait in line. It's a pretty small place, it's Belgian, and the portions are appropriately sized, meaning that they are not these huge portions, but just kind of they're nice spices. I mean, it's a really nice little place, a nice little atmosphere. I think you'll love it. Another place for pizza, and there are a couple of these spots around the city, but you'll notice as you're driving around, there's a place called Tironi's, and Tironi's, they have great pizza, but they also have just a lot of good Italian food in general. You'll find a lot of very good Italian restaurants in Toronto. This next one is not something that I'm telling you because our Food and Wine Classic happens to be there, but I actually do love the spot. And you'll love it when you go for the Food and Wine Classic, and I think you'll love it if you went otherwise as well. That spot is called the Distillery District. It's on Parliament Street West. It was obviously an old distillery. It's a beautiful setting. You've got a lot of artisans that are there from all parts of Canada. You have some really nice restaurants. It's just a nice place to kind of go and relax and chill out on a nice summer evening. As far as the kind of sweet stuff, if you have a sweet tooth, a wonderful place to go is called La Paloma, and they have what seems to be 100 different flavors of gelato. That's on St. Clair West. Another great spot is the Toronto Islands, and that's down on the harbor front. And you take the ferry across, and you can have it's a nice way to spend the day. I mean, the evenings and the evenings in Toronto, the days in the summer are typically really long and quite comfortable, not too humid, not too hot. And the Toronto Island is just a nice place to go and relax. There's they've got a small zoo over there. If you happen to have your kids with you, there are all kinds of places to rollerblade or walk. There's some beach area over there as well. Just a very relaxing way to spend the day. Another place is called the St. Lawrence Market. And that's a place where you can go and get fresh fish, fresh seafood, obviously. You can even get some fresh elk if you're so inclined. It's really an interesting kind of spot, but a nice farmer's market that happens every Saturday morning, if I recall. Another great place to go for shopping, and actually for restaurants as well, is called Yorkville. Yorkville is just north of Bloor Street. And what you'll find in Yorkville is some pretty expensive shops, as I stated, but you'll also find a lot of the film industry is very big in Toronto, and a lot of the stars who will stay in the Four Seasons area, which is it's not an area, it's a hotel clearly, but it's in that Yorkville area. And you'll see all these Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and you'll see the stars walking around, and they are frequently in town because they're really kind of shooting throughout Toronto throughout the year. So kind of an interesting place, and actually if you go in the winter, there's this little restaurant that has this ice sculpture on the side, which is really kind of interesting and cool to see as well. The last place I'll tell you at the top of the list, which is really the top 11 list now, is called this place called Il Gatto Nero. Small little Italian bar, restaurant, pizzeria that's on College Street West. I have a personal history there, but we don't need to get into that. It's just a lot of fun. Nice little place. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. So I would encourage all of you to obviously come to Toronto. I think you're going to have a fabulous time. The city is fantastic. These are my recommendations. Feel free to add yours on the website on the Engage page. And I look forward to seeing you in Toronto. So please don't hesitate to call, email, or just stop me on the street if you see me. Take care.